Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm All Things Wrestling, and today I'm going to be reviewing NXT TakeOver in your house, joined today by Joe. Hello, Joe. We are going to discuss one of the worst NXT TakeOvers of all time. No, not at all. There's two semi-competent matches on there, and that's about it. Yeah. Alright, let's... Not really. Okay, we kick off with our first match, which was a 6-woman tag. Mia Yim, Tegan Nox and Shotzi Blackheart versus Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai and Rachel Gonzalez. The victory happened when Nox hit a Shining Wizard on Kai for the 3 count. What was that, Joe? Yeah, that was awful, in my opinion. Yeah. No. Definitely not memorable at all. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. Subpar at best. Yeah, they turned up and did a match. Yeah. They tried. We're moving on to our second match. Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. The win happened when Balor did a double stomp to the back of Damian Priest, then does another coup de grace to the for the win. This match was average at best. I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5. I don't know, it's just, he just seems to be boring now in the ring. Yeah. Then, yeah, it didn't click in my opinion. They just didn't work that well together. Then we move on to arguably one of the better matches of the show. Johnny Gargano versus Keith Lee for the NXT North American Championship. Johnny Gargano takes the keys from the front door and puts them in his tights. Way to do it. The keys did play a factor in the end when Keith Lee trying to grab Johnny Gargano. He keys Keith Lee in the eye. But even with that being said, Johnny Gargano's cheating still did not lead to the victory because Keith Lee hit a Spirit Bomb, another Spirit Bomb, and then a Big Bang Catastrophe for the 3 count. Overall, yeah, the pairing worked quite well for who both the guys are. Definitely, especially considering the fact this wasn't even taped. That match was live. You would have thought they'd try and bring it a little bit. It felt half-arsed. Nobody just seemed to give them that much of a care about it. It's like, oh, we've got to do a takeover, just throw this one out. Meh. No. Probably when Vince is in his ear screaming about doing this, this and this. I'd give the match a 3.5 out of 5. What was that, 3.5? Yeah, respectable rating. Then we go to a match that should have been great that turned into a crock of shit. The NXT Men's Championship. Adam Cole versus Velveteen Dream in a parking backlot brawl. There was cars, there was interference. Half the match, Adam Cole just ran around trying to avoid Velveteen Dream. No. The finish was good, don't get me wrong. The finish was Cole with a low blow, then he did his Canadian Destroyer onto chairs for the 3 count. The finish was the best thing about the match. I'm going to give it a slightly above average score of 2.75 out of 5. Ed, what was that, Joe? Yeah. And this means because of this victory, Adam Cole will now never have to worry about Velveteen Dream as long as he is champion, because Velveteen Dream cannot challenge while Adam Cole is the champion. We then saw DX on AOL for some freaking reason. I don't know what that was about. And they're just trying to show, throwback to the 90s. Yeah. Fucking, it was weird. Then we go to Tommaso Ciampa versus Killer Cross. I'm not calling him his frickin' NXT name because it's shit. Killer Cross locked in the cross jacket and Ciampa passed out in about 3 minutes. Match was shit. There was literally nothing. It barely even started before it was over. I'm not going to give it a rating because it wasn't a match really. It was just basically a squash showing here his Killer Cross. Just have the squash matches on frickin' TV for God's sake. I'm paying money to watch this event and I got a match that's 3 minutes. Like, I get it when it's like somebody like, if we have The Undertaker go against Heath Slater, I'd expect the match to be 3 minutes. The go home show before the pay-per-view, you wouldn't have it on the show. Yeah. No, definitely not. Like the last time they did a squash match was when Matt Riddle debuted against Cassius Ohno, but that was not a match advertised, so I wasn't annoyed because they never actually advertised it. So, if you throw a random squash match in there but there's not advertised, you don't get annoyed. But yeah. Then we go to the best match of the show, the main event, the NXT Women's Championship match between Charlotte Flair, Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley. Yeah, at one point, Io Shirai got sent through the window of the set and then went on top of the set to jump onto Charlotte and Rhea, which was a nice moment. The finish happened when Charlotte was bridging into the figure 8. Io Shirai hit a moonsault onto Rhea Ripley and pinned Rhea Ripley to win the NXT Women's Championship. Which, yeah, I was expecting someone to take it off Charlotte because she is not an NXT wrestler and she should have never had the championship in the first place. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I'm going to give it a respectable 3.75 out of 5. Good. Yeah, like I remember a few months ago watching NXT takeovers, and they were getting four plus ratings across the board for every match, and now they haven't even broke 4 in the rating scheme for this show. This has got to be one of the worst takeovers I've ever watched. Yeah. It's like, that's the problem that seems across the board with throughout the entire NXT. It just kind of seems like a half-assed product from what I've seen. Yeah. Poor. Now you're just praying to God NXT can actually put on a half-decent product. Yeah, it was a golden thing. It was, here's your slice of indie-style wrestling within WWE. Now it's just, by the numbers, a WWE product. It's like, honestly, could you tell a difference between the reason why Gargano and Keith Lee were fighting compared to, say, Killer Cross and Tommaso Ciampa? There's no reasons why they were fighting, really. It's all just, let's have a wrestling match. I want the championship. There's no stories in NXT. Yeah, but they haven't. But and then have been, to be fair, Raw and SmackDown have kind of been alright for the last few weeks. Oh yeah, mainly if they brought in, then again, they're doing the best they can for the PG era and the quarantine. For the most part, I enjoy Raw and SmackDown, but I can honestly say I've not enjoyed watching tonight. That has probably been one of the most bored I've ever been on a wrestling event for a few months. Joe, what is your final rating for the overall night? Two out of 10. Yeah, out of 10. Gotta think hard on this one, Joe. 4 out of 10. I agree with you on that one. Below average score, 4 out of 10. The worst I've ever rated an NXT takeover. I can't lie. I like WWE's product, but they did not put on a good show tonight. So, yeah. But that's the problem. The WWE have killed NXT 2 hours every week live for NXT weekly show. They just can't fill the time with anything interesting. They got away with it when your champions were on every 2 or 3 weeks, but now they have to put the champions on every week to fill out the time. NXT was never designed to be a 2-hour live show. It's not what NXT is. It's a shadow of its former self, which is a shame. I highly doubt it. Let's just hope next TakeOver I'm saying, wow, what an improvement. But yes, thank you for watching this NXT TakeOver In Your House review with me and Joe. We do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you smash out the like button. Subscribe to the channel for more wrestling live streams, reviews. And we shall catch you all later. Bye.